Are you ready? Culture Core, where every accent belongs. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Culture Core, where every accent belongs, with your host Letty. So today's topic is culture shock in Europe. The crazy pace of cities like Paris, London, and beyond. So if you are from a small town, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But even if you're not from a small town, it's just like visiting metropole cities like this for the first time is crazy. Like, believe me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And what actually made me talk about this topic today is I just talked with my mom about her first experience of Paris, and I brought her story, her experience, and I'm gonna tell it to you. Yeah, it's really funny, and I'm quite sure that I have to say that I had a similar experience, and I'm gonna talk about this. So this today, but first I want to thank you for being here again, or for the first time. If you're here the first time, welcome to Culture Core, where every accent belongs. The past week I actually met a lot of you guys, so a lot of people from my community. Normally, I have to say the last 2 months I wasn't really outside, especially in my area in Nuremberg, where I live in Nuremberg. I was very busy and almost never here, but last week I went to the city like 2 to 3 times, and I met so many people, and I had a lot of chats with you. So this was really cool. You talked to me, you came to me, and you were like, most of you, even only English, speaking English, some of you are also German, but exactly my target audience. Yeah, people that live in Germany, live in Nuremberg, but you're from another country. So people that are shaped by multiple cultures. And these conversations were amazing. I was like, oh my God, my people. It was really nice. So thank you so much for coming up to me, talking to me. And it was really nice to meet you. Yeah. So shout out to everyone from Nuremberg who met me, but in general to everyone. Yeah. Thank you so much. Keep supporting, please. Yeah. On social media, Culture Core is growing every day on Instagram, TikTok, and stuff. A lot of commenting happening every day. I love it. I want to see it more. So keep doing it. Recommend it to a friend. Share it, comment, leave a feedback, everything. I'm very grateful for every feedback. It's still a new podcast. It's still new, So I want to improve, of course, But now back to my topic. Culture shock in Europe, the crazy pace of cities like Paris, London, and co. I'm really excited to talk about this, and I would say let's get right into it. And I'm going to tell you the story of my mom, her first experience, her first situations and in Paris. So let's get right into it. All right. I had just turned 19 and was living in Togo. I was in the mood for an adventure, so I decided to go to Paris. Why Paris? Because I thought there was a lot of money in Paris and plenty of good jobs. At least that's what I believed. Whenever people I knew came back from Paris, they were always dressed really well, and with the money they had earned there, they were able to build houses back in Africa. So I thought, I want that too. So I flew to Paris. Some people I knew were supposed to pick me up at the airport, but they simply never showed up. Luckily, during my hotel internship, I had met a girl from Togo as well who was living in a shared apartment. She took me in and let me sleep in the bathtub. I had definitely imagined my Paris adventure a little differently. Oh well. One day, I wanted to see La Tour Eiffel. Someone explained which bus and metro I had to take to get there, so I made my way to Gare de Lyon. When I got there, I saw loads of people carrying briefcases. And suddenly, everyone started running. Everyone! I got scared. I thought, what's happening? I looked around completely confused. Everyone was rushing and rushing and rushing around. I had no idea why they were running. So I just started running with them. I mean, what am I supposed to do? So I ran and ran and ran as fast as I could with absolutely no idea where I was going. I had never seen so many people running at the same time. And then, suddenly, everyone just stopped. They just got on the metro. They had simply been running to catch that train, brah! Junge, nee. And there I was, standing around like an idiot, smiling awkwardly to myself because I was just a tourist who had just sprinted through a Paris train station for absolutely no reason. All I could think was, welcome to Paris. Bro, this was the story. End of story from my mom. And I like, honestly, I feel like every one of us has a story like this, a similar story, when you're especially not from a bigger city, when you were not born in a city like that, and you're there for the first time, and these cities are like a crazy pace and hectic and rushing, rush hour and everything, and you're just there like trying to pretend like you're from there. Yeah, you're like, yeah, easy. Yeah, I got this. The train is there. Yeah, I'm gonna just hop in it. And you're like, in your head, where am I? What is this? And this running story is like a core story, I feel like, or it's an experience that everyone had. You go to a city like that and they're just running and you don't know why. Have you ever experienced something like that? Then text me or write it in the comments. I want to hear it. I want to hear it because these stories are just, I love it. I love it. I actually had a similar experience in London, yeah. When I was there for the first time, when I visited my sister, she lives there. My sister warned me. She was like, okay, yeah, everything is here a little bit more busy. So when we go outside, don't stand in the way. Don't just stand there, yeah. People will push you or bump into you. And also she said, like, take care of your phone because hide it. When you put it out, people would just snatch it out of your hand. Yeah, this happened to a lot of friends of her. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, chill man, yeah. I'm not like a farmer or something, yeah. I don't live behind the Mond. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's my first time here, but relax, yeah. So she warned me and she was like, not exaggerating or not even like being dramatic, but she was like, okay, but no, just that you know. And I was like, okay. So one day we wanted to take the underground, and when we got there, I was immediately shocked. I was like, okay, a lot of people. She was right, yeah. So crowded, so busy, everywhere, like at the train station, in the train, outside of the train, busy. People kept like, as she told me, jostling me and pushing me, and I was like, bro, oh my God. London people, relax. What is going on? I have never seen so many people at one place, rushing, running, pushing, jostling you, and just going into a train, leaving the train, and just walking. And I was so confused because I was like, do you know this feeling when you're somewhere as a tourist, only visiting, so you're on vacation, you have free time, this is your free time, and then you see people, like so many people at one place, and you're sitting in the train looking at everyone like, what is everyone doing here? What are you all doing? Are you all going to work? Do you all live here? And you're just looking at people and you're mustering them. Oh my God, you all, what is your mission? What is your mission of you all? Why is everyone here right now? And I was like, bro, how many people live here? But of course, it makes sense now. London is a big city, 11 million citizens. This is so big, yeah, bigger than a lot of countries. One city. So it was really crowded everywhere. We kept taking trains and stuff, and at one point I just got angry. I was like, okay, this is enough. I hated it. People kept jostling me, and this is something they also didn't move when you were walking, and I always had to move. You know this? I hate this when people don't move. Why has it always have to be me to move? Why? You can move, yeah, once at a time. Always me or what? Do you know this when you're outside and you're walking, and some people, they just walk like they're walking in their living room? I'm like, this is not your living room. Walk, move. And this is why I started just sometimes, not always, yeah, when I'm in the mood to not move, to see if they would just bump into me and jostle me, or if they would move. But yeah, in London, first time London, it was crazy. I was like, okay, now I'm angry. Yeah, my arms hurt like from all the pushing and stuff. Enough is enough. Enough is enough, yeah. So there was a situation, yeah, after everything, after everyone who pushed me. I was already exhausted, and then I saw this girl, or this younger woman, walking towards me. She was looking into her phone and walking, yeah. Not even realizing what's happening around her, not being considerate at all, yeah. This already made me mad, and I saw it coming. I was like, okay, she's gonna bump into me. She's gonna push me because she doesn't see me. She's looking into her phone, and she was walking high speed, yeah. So I saw her coming. I was like, oh my God, not again. Enough is enough, yeah. So I knew that we're gonna crash unless I would move. But it was very, very crowded, and also I have to say, it was like, no, not this time. I moved a lot today. Not this time. You're gonna move. You're gonna move. So she came closer and closer, and I already prepared my body to be stable and stuff, so I wouldn't like fall or get hurt or something. I was like, okay. And she didn't stop. She kept walking. I was like, what's this crash? We're gonna crash. We're gonna crash, yeah. But yeah, that's London, I guess. And I was already thinking in my head, the closer she got, oh my God, this is gonna end in an argument, but I'm in the right, yeah. She just keeps looking into her phone like this is her living room, like, bro, this is not your street, this is not what are you doing, yeah. She kept walking and walking and walking and walking, and then the moment came. I still have it in my head like a slow motion situation, yeah. She came, I didn't move, and boom, crash. I was just okay, yeah, because I was prepared with my body, my core muscles. I was like, nothing happened to me. She though, yeah, she almost fell. She was like, boom, to the left, to the right. She made 3 spins like pirouetten, yeah, pirouette, damn, damn, damn. 3 meters away to the left and to the right. I was standing there. Oh my God, what is happening? I was actually a little bit concerned. Didn't think that she would just fly away almost, yeah. But listen, while she was doing her spins here, pirouette, she kept looking into her phone. She was like spinning and spinning and spinning. And after she stopped, she kept moving. She kept walking. Did this just happen or what? What is going on? And this is when I realized, okay, this is just the usual shit here in London, huh? It's just the usual shit, nothing special to her. She didn't even care to look at me, to look who was just pushing her. She didn't care. This is usual there. I was like, oh my God, what? Well, while I was like planning this whole situation, preparing this whole situation, and she didn't even look at me. It's just the usual shit in London. That was my culture shock about it. I was like, okay, now I know. So I don't have to get mad. I don't even have to care. I shouldn't even care. Don't waste my energy, yeah, because this is the usual shit. This is nothing personal or something. This is just, they don't care, yeah. Also, after this happened, I was just standing there and processing what just happened. I was really like, huh? And while I was standing there trying to process everything, at least 20 other people just bumped into me and pushed me and stuff. Like, at least I was like, okay, there's no time to breathe. There's no time to breathe or think, or you can't just stand there in the way. No, you can't. But obviously, this is something that you have to learn when you're not from there, this pace. When people don't travel a lot or only travel with their car, sit in their car, drive there and go to the beach, or, I don't know, stay in their areas, they don't learn how to handle these kind of cities. They don't learn. I mean, I'm quite sure every one of us has this one older person in their life. Yeah, parents, grandparents, or uncles or someone, just someone that you traveled with, and it was just crazy because they were like not considerate at all. And I have to say, my mom, not anymore, but the first time that we traveled, she just kept waiting in front of the train when the doors opened, like this close to the door, and didn't let the people leave first. And people were always like, and my mom was like, and I was like, for months, when I moved to my first bigger city and she visited me, I was like, for months trying to say, Mom, you actually have to let them out first, okay? Maybe go to the side and then, And she was like, oh, yeah. But she kept doing it. I was like, But she learned. Now she's not doing it anymore. Like a professional, going to the side, letting everyone out, and then walk in. Now she knows. But before? And also this reminds me of the escalator stairs. I don't know how you call it, actually. The lifts, kind of. But the stairs, my sister would warn me to not stand on the left side. Left side. Because people want to walk, They want to run up and down. And she was like, don't stand there because they would just run you over. You can't do it. And it's really dangerous. And I saw it with my own eyes. They run down. You can't just stand there. They would push you away because they have to catch that train. It's really dangerous. And especially in London and the underground is so deep down. It's like a very long stair, a very long escalator stair thingy lift, It's long. So if you fall, you fall. If you fall down, you roll. You just roll for minutes. I don't know if you can survive this. I don't think so. So everything is so busy in London, and I think like in every city like that, metropole, the day is just shorter. Definitely. And it makes sense because going anywhere takes so much time. In London, you need like 1 hour at least to get somewhere. Sometimes even more, because London is so big. Like, people don't have time, and I get the rushing and stuff because they still have to work the same as people from a small town. For example, in my town where I lived before, doing daily stuff took like 30 minutes or 1 hour, but everything, like going from home to the drugstore, to the supermarket, to the post office, everything. It's like easy, one round, 1 hour, everything done, or to going to the doctor, nail studio. That's it. But here in Nuremberg, when I get things done like this, it takes me 3 to 4 hours. And now imagine cities like Paris and London. It takes you the whole day to do things like that. The day in cities like that are so much shorter, and the people still have like to work. So when they go to the gym after work or do something, it's like midnight when they arrive, So in smaller towns, this is an advantage. You get things done so quickly. This is why the pace in smaller cities is like so slow. It's like chill. They chill all the time. In London, no time. Rushing. Culture shock to me, The first couple of times when I went there, Uber drivers were rushing me. In restaurants, everyone was rushing me, and I was like, oh my God. I couldn't chill, never. I could never chill. All the time I had to rush. For example, I remembered when an Uber driver arrived, and I was outside, and then I remember I forgot my fan in the apartment. So I was like, oh, can I just go back inside to grab something? I knew it only takes like 30 seconds, 20 seconds, because it was the ground floor. But he didn't know, of course. And I was like, can I just come back? I'll be there in a bit. And he was like, no, we don't have time. Go, come on. I don't have time for this. And I was like, oh my God. Coming. I wasn't used to situations like this. I was like, why don't we have time? I was used to taxi drivers back home that would just sit there if you want to 10 minutes, 20 minutes. They have time. Bus drivers as well. Everything was just, we had time. We had time. The same with the restaurants. I remember, not every restaurant, but sometimes in a lot of restaurants in London, you can't even make a reservation. because that's not efficient for them. They're like, come or go, yeah, try. Come here, try if something's free. If not, go back home. And also, for example, this one Chinese Noodle Inn, I think it's Noodle Inn. It's like so good. Oh my God, I love this restaurant. Like one of my favorite restaurants in London. And we went there. We wanted to eat like 3 people. And we were only 2 by now. One was like still arriving or not there yet. And we were like, yeah, 3 people. And they were like, okay, but you're only 2 people. And we were like, this other person is like arriving in 5 minutes. So can we just have a table? Because it's always crowded. On this day, this one table was free. And sometimes if you don't catch the table, like somebody else would come in and then you have to wait another 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Yeah. So we were like, oh, good that we are already here. He's arriving like very soon. Can we just take the table? And they were like, no, you're only 2. I can't give you a table for 3 people. And I was like, damn, you really don't have time, nah? I mean, I get it. Time is money. But yeah, smaller towns, I'm not used to it. In smaller towns, they don't care. And also the next thing is, in some restaurants, if you're like 3 people, normally you would assume you get a table of 4 chairs, right? How else? But now, when this person arrived, 3 people, by now, they gave us a table of 2 and just gave us another chair. So, efficiency, yeah? So they have more space for other guests. Efficiency, quick, next. And they, after you eat, they sometimes they just warn you before, yeah, you can only stay 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then you have to leave. And this is very normal in bigger cities, but in small towns, not. And the first time visiting these big metropoles, it's like, oh my God, nobody has time here. To point out the very big difference, I was visiting my hometown a few years ago to catch up with friends from there as well. So we went to a restaurant there. We ordered and stuff. And after we ordered and had our first drinks round and food, nobody checked on us like for straight 4 hours. No joke. This was quite funny and okay because we were there and had to catch up a lot. So a lot of things to say, a lot of talking, and it wasn't for us like we weren't thinking of any more food or drinks. A little bit thirsty, I have to say I was, but the workers there, the employees, they just didn't care. They didn't check on us. They were just minding their business. At the end, they were already like kept doing their stuff, eating, cleaning. They just straight up ignored us. I have to say that we tried to order some new drinks at least. I was really thirsty, but they just walked past us and ignored us. They didn't care that we're just sitting here for 4 hours, not ordering, not making money. Yeah, so no potential money for them. They didn't care. So why? Because they have a lot of space. They have time, yeah. Time is money. Not in every city. But I still have to say that I feel like this hectic cities or this crazy pace is also a cultural thing. Because I feel like in Germany, for example, even in the bigger cities, it's not as crazy as that. It's not a thing to rush all the time. Of course, every bigger city is more rushy. But in general, in Germany, even in Berlin, I didn't have like rushing experiences that crazy compared to Paris or London. Actually not. But no matter how small or big the city is in Germany, going to the supermarket and paying for your products, yeah, going to the cashier and pay, it's like a race. It's like a war. They don't have time. I don't know if they were trained for this, but they would just smack the products over the checkout belt. Like, this is crazy. Tell me in the comments if this was a culture shock for you, if you're new to Germany or if you're not from Germany. But, oh my God, nah, that's a race. That's a race. I'm from here, so I'm used to it. So I'm already prepared with my bag like open like this, and they just almost smack it into my bag already. I'm like, it's like teamwork for me, yeah, because I'm used to it. But sometimes I see people there just overstimulated when I observe it, yeah, when they're in front of me, and I'm like, oh, poor girl, poor man. And I see them like sweating, yeah, because they just overstimulated. They just like, I can't handle this, yeah. And the cashiers there, bah, 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 bah. They don't care. They don't have time for this. Be quicker, yeah. And especially Aldi. Aldi is the craziest supermarket concerning this rushing when you pay. They're so efficient. They even have like 2 separate areas to do 2 payments at once. So when they are smacking your products over the checkout belt and your products land in the area and you're packing and overstimulated and overwhelmed with everything, trying to pack and pay and everything, they start doing the payment of the next client, like pam, 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 and this lands in another area. So there's kind of a barrier to separate the products. And then while the second client is trying to figure everything out, you can pay, and by the time you finish, they can check out the second client. This efficient. Yeah, this is just, I guess, German efficiency. On the other hand, in countries like Italy, Spain, wow, everything is so slow, right? Like even in the metropoles, even in the big cities like Rome, they don't care. In the supermarket, like this, so slow, no smacking over the checkout belt. Yeah, they don't care. They relax, they chill. And I somehow get it, because sometimes in Germany I'm like, do you get paid so much that you're rushing, that you're stressing yourself? But on the other hand, it's like, I feel like they need it and they like it, yeah. But in Italy, Spain, countries like that, they don't care. They would never rush for you, for their clients. Nah. I also remember a situation at the airport in Tunisia where my passport was expired, but we managed to organize a temporary one. So our plane was already prepared to leave and we didn't have no time, yeah. But the people there, it just took so long, everything, even though there was no problem anymore. Like, we had a temporary passport, we were ready to leave, but they just took their time on purpose and relaxed. And we were like, please, we were trying to rush them, like, it's so urgent, we want to catch our flight, we're gonna miss it, yeah, please, what's going on here? And they ignored us. They smirked and took their time. So we missed our flight. And 1 minute after our plane left, they gave it to us and they're like, safe flight. Oh my God. And then we had to stay another whole week because we missed that flight. This was crazy. And what I learned from that is, in countries like this, you should not rush the employees. It makes everything worse. You can't discuss with them. They take their time on purpose. It's not like in Germany where you can threaten all the time with the police and with the lawyer and stuff. You can't. You just don't. In some countries, it makes it even worse. Don't rush the employees in countries or cities where the pace of the country is slow anyhow. Don't try to rush them. It won't work. It makes everything worse. At least this is my experience. This is what I feel like. Yeah. Tell me in the comments what do you think? If you're from slow-paced countries, slow-paced cities and culture, tell me in the comments, what is the best way to approach employees or approach people from there if you want to get things done like real quick? Should you be like even more like extremely kind, over dramatically kind to get things done? What can you do? What can you do? I need to know. So yeah, all in all, I would say traveling is in general so exciting when you see cities and cultures for the first time, bigger cities with a crazy pace like Paris and London. It's just so exciting when everything is so much different from what you know. And this is why I feel like traveling in general is so important to everyone. So people that never travel, I know that it's a privilege. Not everyone has the possibility to do it. But if you have the possibility, you have to do it. When you're not traveling, what are you doing? Come on. If you have the money, do it. Because it's so important for your personal growth. And also, most definitely, traveling back then must have been so more crazy, so much more exciting than now. Because no internet, Alter. This is no navigation, no Google Maps, nothing. If you want to know where to go, you have to count on someone. You have to ask someone. Like the story of my mom. She was waiting at the airport, waiting for people to pick her up, and they just didn't show up. Yeah. And then she slept in someone's apartment in a bathtub. Nothing is so much special anymore because we see everything. Even if you're not traveling there, you see it online on social media. you see videos, you travel to places, or you visiting places in their country that you saw on TikTok, restaurants and sightseeing and everything. It's not very like original experiences. It's more like copy and paste. But yeah, it must have been so much more exciting back then and adventurous. This is a big topic as well, so I want to know your experiences, especially from people that were traveling with no internet and stuff. When you experience a story like my mom, or you know someone, tell me in the comments, text me. I want to know. The comparison of traveling back then and now is a big topic and very interesting. So I think I'm going to do an episode only on that in the future. So I'm very excited to read your comments and your thoughts on this episode. So don't forget to follow, subscribe, leave a feedback, and recommend it to a friend. Yeah, you know the drill. Yeah, support and spread some love. Spread some love. This is what I was looking for. So see you next week, same time, same place, always Wednesday, 4 p.m. German time, depending on where you live. No, but just remember, Wednesday I'll be there. Will you be there? Everywhere where you can find podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and so on. So I'm waiting for you. See you next time. Love you. Bye bye. Culture Core, where every accent belongs.